What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am Matt Primo, joined by Nick Ziegler.
Howdy, howdy.
We are here to, against my better judgment, we are here to review The Acolyte. It is our brand new review series that we're starting. In the near future, The Acolyte, we're doing The Boys, or I say we, I'm doing The Boys. And there's just the two series that we have on deck over the next several weeks. But in the meantime, The Acolyte, episodes 1 and 2. I think in order to really start reviewing this series, we have to really take it back to when it got announced. Okay? Because I feel like that has a lot of context into what's about to transpire on this particular episode. How long was this? It got announced? Like 3 years ago? Something like that?
It's been a long ass time.
So it gets announced. And they announce it that we're going to bring you a brand new TV series called The Acolyte, and it's going to be from the Sith perspective. Fucking right. Okay? Yes. Like 100% on board with that. Finally, we get some potentially, and we all knew that it wouldn't be like this, but some closer to R-rated stuff maybe. You know, that's kind of how it was billed. It was definitely going to be on the dark side of the Force. It was going to be revolving around the Sith. Very little from the Jedi perspective. And then we start getting into the trailers, the marketing, and that's where they start revealing that, okay, maybe it's not so much from the Sith perspective, okay? But we still, going into this episode 1, we're under the impression that it is going to be mostly Sith. We also see Trinity.
We do see Trinity.
On all of the marketing, every single marketing piece of poster, anything kind of digitally online, trailers, really just highlighted her character in this show, which is Master Indara. And then now that I have laid the groundwork, now that I have laid down the context for the series, now it's time to jump into episode 1 and 2. We're going to start off with 1.
Just so everyone else knows, I went into this series completely blind. I heard the major announcement of it's being, made 3 years ago, whenever it was. I saw a few posters, but I watched no trailers. I read no commentary about what the premise of the show was. I read nothing because I'm so tired of being disappointed in Star Wars TV shows and movies that I wanted to come into this with zero expectations, so I could not be let down.
That's fair. I didn't watch too much, but I had high expectations because it was billed as from the Sith perspective. So I had those expectations, okay? Because I'm of the mindset that Disney has just royally fucked Star Wars from the get-go. I mean, Rogue One has been the best thing that they have done, and then they did Obi-Wan, which was fucking fantastic. I know you have your issues with it, but fuck you. Obi-Wan was fantastic.
Little issue.
Love Obi-Wan. And then I liked, Mandalorian Season 1 and
Season 1 and 2.
I don't even know if I finished the last season, to be honest with you. I haven't watched Andor yet.
So a lot of people hate on Andor. It's a slow burn, but it is worth the watch. It's just those first several episodes you're going to be bored in.
Mm-hmm. Is it anything like Rogue One?
Yeah.
Sort of. If you look at it with the lights off.
Right. And it is a very dark TV show. So there will be a lot of lights off.
Boba Fett, I watched 2 episodes of that. I didn't finish that either.
That was god awful.
I don't care for, really, it's not just Star Wars, it's really all the Disney TV shows, Marvel included. I think for the most part they're all pretty generic, pretty mid, if not bad.
Yeah.
So going into it, I was excited just to get something different from the Disney-fied Star Wars that we got with the sequel trilogy, whether it be Skywalkers or Rey included in that. I don't even know. But the fact that we're going backwards, okay? Really love that aspect. We're getting away from Palpatine, Skywalkers, the Jedis that we know of.
Right.
What did you think about episode 1?
No spoilers or spoilers?
Oh, no, full spoilers. We cannot effectively discuss this without spoilers.
All right, so full spoilers for everybody. The choreography I enjoyed for episode 1. The fight scenes, very nice fight scenes. The story, I'm okay with so far, but the dialogue is god awful.
The dialogue is pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest with you, Nick. Since we talked about this briefly, during crew change one morning, I have effectively gone downhill on this show since our discussion.
Was that after the first 9 minutes of the show?
Well, after watching the first episode, we haven't discussed anything about episode 2. But it's like the more I think about both of these episodes combined, I think about how I am just utterly disappointed already.
Yeah.
And I'll start off with episode 1. Now, I've already kind of semi-ranted about this on TikTok, which, by the way, links down below to all of our social media content. Would be greatly appreciated if you like, subscribe, follow, do all that shit. Really helps us out with the podcast. And I'm going to rant again, and I expect you to rant along with me, sir. Okay?
I had to slap my partner's hand on that TikTok because he hasn't seen the show yet. I'm like, you can't watch that TikTok. And he's like halfway through it, and it was right before you said something. I slapped it out of his hand and said, no, you got to watch it first. After 9 minutes, you can watch this TikTok.
I said spoiler warning. So, all that context to bring it to this moment right here, okay? All that context. We get all this marketing. Trinity's going to be in it. She's going to be Master Indara. And, okay, fuck yeah. Let's go. Okay, I'm all about Trinity. She's starting to do some kung fu shit.
Force fu,
as you have called it, and others. And it looks fucking dope. Okay, it looks awesome. Like, I'm 100% down for this shit. Like, the first 10 minutes, I'm gonna go with this. First 8 minutes, because then we'll talk about the next 2 minutes after that. The first 8 minutes, I'm like, dude, this is all right. I mean, if this is what the show's gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking buckle up. I'm ready to fucking go. And Trinity's doing some badass shit, as she should, because she's Trinity. And then she dies. She gets killed. In the first fucking 10 minutes of this series.
She does.
She's on, I already said this, she's on all the marketing. If you click on the fucking episode on Disney Plus, she is on the goddamn fucking picture when it shows the episodes. Like the overall there's 3 Jedi there. Or it's the girl and then 2 Jedi. I think it's Master Saul and then it's Trinity, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So she is heavily involved in this fucking marketing, and you killed her within the 10 fucking first minutes. You give us something really cool, really awesome, what the fans fucking want, and then you take it away, just like you do every single fucking time. I don't understand it. Like, we tell you what we want, and you don't give it to us. Or you do give it to us, and then you immediately take it away.
That was just a tip, man.
It was just a tip. So, I mean, obviously you agree with me that this is fucking stupid. That
I fully believe that Carrie Ann Moss was going to be a pivotal character in this entire series. Not an opening scene.
Fucking first 10 minutes, man. Like, I'm bamboozled. We were tricked.
And if you go on IMDb, she is literally only in the first episode. Like, I was hoping for, okay, well, fine, we killed her off. We're just going to have her flashbacking from now on. No, IMDb, she's in 1 episode.
And if she was in flashbacks, okay, like, all right, I'll still allow it, I think that kind of messes up with the, not messes up, that kind of changes up the storytelling a little bit in a non-linear progression, which I would be all for. But like you said, there's nothing. It's just 10 minutes, and you build her as the main star of the TV series, and this is fucking bullshit. But that's not the entire episode, guys. Okay, it's not the entire episode. Like I said, I think Nick's a little bit higher on this than I am, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. I don't know if that's ever happened before when it comes to Star Wars stuff. Then we proceed to get the main protagonist of the series, and we find out that she has a twin sister, okay? The dark sister. And we have the main protagonist, who is the light side of the Force.
Well, former light side. Now she's just a civilian.
But she's more light side than the other one.
That's fair.
So we have this very, very much a cliche plot going on, where we have one that's with the dark side, one that's sort of with the light side. Okay,
and haven't seen each other in
15 years.
Well, 15 years, and they both decide to have the same exact haircut.
The same fucking haircut. What are the fucking odds of that? Like, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
You know, if... Like, I get it, we don't know... this is kind of fast-forwarding a little bit through episode 1. But at the very end, we get the guy with the red lightsaber, and it's the master of the Sith, presumed, you know. And we don't know who he is. I guess that's the mystery of the season.
I guess.
I was thinking that old girl, the one that was killing everybody, was going to be the mystery, but I guess not. So yeah, after 15 years, they both have the same haircut, and now all of a sudden they can see into each other's minds and all this other bullshit. All of a sudden, just 15 years, right when everything starts killing people.
Yep, she's been dead for 15 years, and now all of a sudden they have a psychic connection, and the same haircut.
They failed on that miserably. So as far as the overall episode, I know I've ranted a little bit about the fucking first 10 minutes, but it's deserved. Okay, 100%. I feel like this is just poor man's Star Wars at this point. Like, we're telling a new story, but we're rehashing shit that, again, I get that the whole thing with Star Wars kind of like in the background, it's kind of like history kind of repeats itself in a way, and it's kind of like through the prequel trilogy, the OG trilogy, and the sequel trilogy, it kind of carries forward, same elements, right? And I understand that. But at some point, from a story perspective, from a media perspective, from a content perspective, and us consuming said content, you got to give us something fucking different. And you have gone 100 years in the past, and why does it feel like, yes, there's some new shit here, but it still feels like I'm just watching shit that I've already seen? Am I being too harsh on it?
You're not far off. And I mean, this is Kmart brand Star Wars. I mean, you got
Amen.
Gamora Jedi, what's her name, Master something.
Gamora Jedi.
Venestra.
I mean,
Venestra Rowe. Her makeup is horrible. Her acting is very just flat. Don't forget Jedi Master Yord. You finally made it through the second episode. How bad was he?
Is that Yord?
That's the guy with the hair that you fucking hate.
So yeah, I fucking hate the haircut. I think it looks goofy. The Jedi himself, and I know you want to say some shit about him.
I do. You go ahead.
I don't like him in the series. He just stands there and just questions. Like, dude, are you just gonna question everything and be a little bitch like the entire fucking series?
So he kind of reminded me of Obi-Wan in Episode 1.
Hold up. Hold up.
Kind of, because he was always like, and I saw a lot of discussion that what's his name, Master Soul. Yeah, that Lee Jung Jae was taking his inspiration from Qui-Gon Jinn. His character, he wanted to be very Qui-Gon Jinn-esque. So I don't know if Yord is trying to imitate Obi-Wan whenever he was still a Padawan, technically.
You're talking about like in terms of just questioning everything?
Questioning everything. Yeah, where he was just like, the Jedi Council's not going to like this, and why are we doing this? And he's just a slave, and, whatever. That Obi-Wan was doing. I don't know if Yord is trying to mimic that just very poorly.
He's a Dollar General version.
Yeah.
At best. See, guys, this is a life lesson for y'all. This is why it's always important to let somebody finish talking before you start loud capping them. I was like, hold up, bro. Hold up. Let's not compare him to Obi-Wan. Let's back up a little bit.
Trying to imitate Obi-Wan from Episode 1.
I got you.
But then he comes off as just dumb high school jock.
Like a douchebag.
Yeah. He's the pretty boy. He's the pretty boy, and then he is just dumb as a box of rocks, man. I mean, and the fact that everyone in the show knows it, he comes up with this big elaborate plan to catch the evil sister, and the Padawan just kind of looks at him and goes, "So we're not going to do that. How about we do this other thing instead?"
Yep. Yeah, that's in episode 2.
That is episode 2. Yes, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but still.
No. We can go ahead and skip to episode 2 because episode 1 is pretty much done.
Episode 1.
The very end of it, it shows the dude with a lightsaber, and he has like the most generic fucking speech ever. But I digress.
And he's wearing a Venom helmet.
He is wearing a Venom helmet at that. I don't know. You know what? We'll save that for later. Episode 2. How did you feel about episode 2? That was the one where they kind of get in the scuffle with the evil twin. They find her in the shop, and they start fighting her, and she goes and kills that one dude that's floating, the floating Jedi.
She kills the floating Jedi, who's been meditating for the last 15 years because he's so ashamed of what he did the day that evil sister supposedly died. And he's taken a vow of silence and just meditation.
Which it seems like they have just revealed everything in the first 2 episodes, other than the fact that who the Sith dude is. They've revealed everything.
Yep.
So they revealed that
4 Jedi fucked up and a twin sister died, allegedly, but didn't.
And she's going out for revenge, so to speak. But the way that she has to kill them is like trials from the Master Sith.
Right, and her last trial is to kill a Jedi without a weapon.
And wait, she had to kill someone with poison, right?
Well, she didn't have to. Her whole goal is, I guess, her Venom Master Sith guy wants her to kill a Jedi, one of these 4 Jedi, without a weapon. That's her goal. Doesn't matter how she kills.
I thought she was using the poison as to knock off that one.
No, because at the beginning of the episode, she tries to attack him with knives, but he's got his meditation force field out, so she can't get to him. So then she goes to her best buddy, who happens to have killed a potions master, and makes her a potion in this shop. And they're very nonchalantly just talking about killing this Jedi dude like it ain't nothing. They're just like, oh, yeah, so you're going to kill poison this time, huh? Okay.
Anybody just walks in.
Right.
Oh, y'all gonna go kill some Jedi today? All right, cool, man. That sounds like a fun time.
It's just this light, airy conversation. There's nothing dark and menacing about it. It's just like, we're just gonna kill this Jedi with some poison. Make sure you talk to him in a certain way, so that way he'll let his guard down. Like I said, the dialogue is horrible.
It
got
is
a little
bad.
better. It got a little better in episode 2, but it was still just like, there's a tone issue going on here, and it's very childish script writing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Which doesn't go with the expectations that I had for the show.
Right.
By the way, he will be forever known as Darth Venom from this.
Darth Venom. Yeah.
Darth Venom. I don't care what his fucking name is. Watch him have like some fucking cool ass name. I'm like, fuck, I gotta call him that name now.
I swear to God, if they rope this into the Skywalker saga and he's supposed to be Plagueis,
they better fucking not. They better fucking not. Like, save it. Save it for something good.
This is Disney. It's Plagueis.
He's calling in episode number 1 and 2. He's calling it is Darth Plagueis.
Fucking Plagueis.
Like, just fucking like save it, man. Like, I'm all for like a Plagueis, Sidious, origin kind of going on. I'm down for that. But after seeing episodes 1 and 2, please, for the love of God, please do not be that. Please do not be that.
This takes place, what,
fucking ruined it.
Is it 80 or 100 years before Tatooine?
100.
100 years.
100.
It's Plagueis.
Who was before Plagueis?
I don't fucking know. I know movies. I don't know. I'm not, and that's the other thing. I don't play the video games. I don't read the comic books or the novelizations. Like, I am strictly movie. So I don't know anything about the High Republic, and so that's not breaking my heart if they're botching that right now. They're just botching television at this point.
Just botching television. No, I'm the same way. I don't know about I haven't watched any of the animated shit, but I know like bits and pieces of the lore there. But I'm mainly just the movies. Just the movies.
I did the TV shows. I did like the old TV shows. I haven't seen the new animated. I watched the old animated TV, not the new animated TV.
Okay, was it
Clone Wars and Rebels? I watched those.
Okay,
but I haven't seen Bad Batch or anything else.
So episode 2, I feel like, was a little bit better in terms of the story. It was a little bit better.
Choreography
a little bit
was
higher.
Still fantastic.
The choreography is still pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. I didn't dislike episode 2. I pretty much did not like episode 1. If y'all couldn't tell from the first 25 minutes of this review. But episode 2 was a lot better. But, I mean, it could only go up from there,
Yeah.
from episode 1. I guess, I don't know, man. I just feel like both of these episodes together, I can probably see why they released 1 and 2 together. I don't know if they saw 1 and they're like, shit, bro, we can't release just this one.
we can't do this one.
The Star Wars fans will come for us. But I thought it was a lot better. I thought the choreography was still pretty good. The writing is still, the dialogue is still pretty much garbage at this point. I'm enjoying Master Saul. Like, I'm on board with his character.
I feel like we made a big mistake 10 years ago. Whenever they came out with that movie.
Rogue One?
Yeah. I feel like they casted Donnie Yen too early in the Star Wars series. This dude's... I'm not hating on him. He's doing a great job, but every time he talks, I want it to be Donnie Yen.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like you said, he's not doing a bad job, and I like his act. I think I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's actually true, but apparently he learned English for this role.
Okay.
Is what I read. Again, I don't know if that, I haven't confirmed that or anything like that. So I mean, I think he's doing a pretty good job. A pretty, it's not a, it's not like a legit version of Qui-Gon Jinn. It's a poor man's version of it, but it's still like you can see what he's trying to imitate for his character, and I'm on board with that, and I'm on board with his acting. I'm 100% there for it. Not saying anything bad about his acting or his character or whatever. But yeah, dude, Donnie Yen would have been perfect for this role. Perfect. That's all I can fucking think about. I'm like, wow, this could have been Donnie Yen right here.
Yeah.
And it would have been fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Donnie Yen in fucking Trinity?
I know. Dude. And that's why.
Like this show could not have sucked if they were both in this fucking series for the entire. Dude, Force Fu would have been fucking fantastic. Damn. Now I dislike episode 2 now. And the series. But yeah, I don't think they showed anything with Darth Venom in this episode. With episode 2, I think it was just the first one.
Yeah.
It was mainly just the sisters. They see each other, and then they're apart again. And she's already killed 2 of the 4 Jedi.
Did you
the other one is Master?
Did you recognize Master Tobin, Master Tobin, the floating Jedi?
No.
That was Tommen Baratheon.
No fucking shit. I'm looking at this picture right now. You're fucking right.
With a very bad fake chin strap beard.
Yes. Yeah, that looked pretty. Yeah, it looked pretty bad. Like, bro, you die like a bitch in fucking 2 series, man.
Well, he died twice in Game of Thrones because he played a Martin or something like that. Martin Lannister. He was one of the 2 brothers that got killed by, in retribution for Jaime killing somebody when he was in prison, and then they recast him as Tommen Baratheon.
See, if they can do it, for Johnny Yen in Star Wars. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I know there's different properties, but I'm just saying. So yeah, as far as going into episode 3, I think episode 3 released today. So
that review will be at 8:00.
8:00, okay.
8:00.
So hopefully we can get that to y'all in the next handful of days whenever we're off together. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep watching it. Obviously, I got to keep watching it for the fucking review series, so I don't really have a choice. Yay me. But episode 2 was better. I don't really have hope, honestly. But I have this thing in the back of my mind that says, okay, maybe it will get better. Okay, episode 2 is better. Maybe 3 will get better. We'll see.
The first season of old series back in the day were always rough. They always aged better with seasons 2 and 3. I'm giving it hope. Maybe they can bring in better script writers so they have better dialogue. Right now, the camera angles and the choreography, the fact that not everybody is just running around with glowy sticks beating the shit out of one another, I'm down for.
Yeah, I like how they're not just whipping out the lightsabers every fucking 5 seconds in this.
Right.
That's nice.
Yeah.
They're actually using the Force a lot.
Now that said, I would also like them to not use the Force as much. I'd like them to just have the Force to use if they were like really forced to. But that was an accident. But still just have amazing fighting skills and stuff like that. You know, use the Force in those moments where you have to use it, but not just use it all willy-nilly.
I agree. Now, I will take this back. I will say one thing about when Trinity got killed. Okay? Now, I'm going to say something that's going to be kind of like I'm for and against it at the same time because they did it right, but then they didn't do it right. I'm not gonna harp on Trinity dying, but she's watching old girl fucking slaughter people in this fucking bar, and she doesn't
People
really
she
ever
was
do
just
anything.
drinking with.
Yes, and she's just sitting there. Like, I thought y'all were peacekeepers.
Right.
I don't know. I'm from Mississippi. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I think there's no peace in here, and you are trying to keep the peace.
Old girl literally cut a dude in half with a table by slamming him up against the bar. And she's
So,
just standing there.
yeah. So I had an issue with that. But on the flip side, how she dies, I'm okay with, because she's trying to protect. She knows she throws the knife at the bartender with the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, that's how she dies. That's fine. I don't like the fact that she died so early in the series. It could have been any other Jedi in this situation.
Yes.
Any other Jedi. You could have fucking put the green girl in this fucking situation, and I'd been perfectly okay with it. But I do like the fact that, she throws the knife, and to save her, she stops it with the Force, and then she leaves herself vulnerable. I'm okay with that.
Yep. I'm
But
I'm curious. I'm curious about episode 3, especially since like they're recalling Master Soul back to Coruscant, and he's like, we know what she's doing now. She's killing the Jedi that were from this planet that were in the event that she's allegedly died in. Why is the Wookiee Jedi living in solitude on whatever planet they're living on right now? Like, I thought Jedi were distributed around the world in a particular Jedi Council sense, not just doing their own thing. And it kind of
kind of
seems
like a military base kind of thing, like how we have military bases all around the world, kind of like that.
And yeah, you're deployed, places to keep the peace, and it's just like this Jedi Wookiee just like up and left, and same with May, she just up and left, and I thought it was a lot harder to just up and leave the Jedi. They made mention of it in like episode 2 or episode 3 that it's not an easy thing to leave the Jedi, and all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, and now it's just like all of a sudden it's like, well, I just don't want to be anymore. And yeah, it was a hard decision, but they respected it.
That's why I've always wondered what would have happened. What if? Okay, I think a what if for like Star Wars would be pretty cool. Like, what if Anakin had actually listened to Padme, and they just said, "We're going to leave this behind," and they just left.
Right.
Left the Jedi Order, everything, and they just raised their kids.
Yeah.
What if? Like, what does that process look like? Like, what do you have to do? Do you have to like do what?
What's the discharge process?
Yeah, what's the discharge process of this? Like, can I come back if I want to, or am I forever banned? just questions I have. But yes, it was funny. I'm watching the series with Logan, and as soon as the Wookiee showed up, he said, "Wait, Chewbacca is a Jedi?" I'm like, no, it's like his ancestors and his people. It's his species. The Wookiees, one of them is a Jedi. I didn't know a Wookiee could be a Jedi. I'm like, have you not been following along with Star Wars here recently? Because there's a lot of different species with Jedi. It's not just humans.
Originally, Lucas did not want Wookiees to be able to be Jedis, and then he slowly kind of backtracked on that.
I feel like it would make sense.
I don't know.
Like in terms of like story and like that, like Yoda's like really big with the Wookiees. He's really involved with them. So I feel like at some point one of them would get involved with the Jedi Order.
I don't know. I figured Yoda just had a thing for furries.
Yes. Now the question is, are we going to see Yoda?
He is around. He's been training Jedi for 700 years at this point. He'll be 800 years old. So
we would have to see him, right?
I don't know. Do we see the Jedi Council? All we see right now is Jedi Gamora.
I'll never get over that. But I mean, the fact is, you have Jedi being killed, and the top dog is not fucking saying shit about it. Come on, he's got to be in the series at some point.
Yeah.
And you know he's gonna be CGI. He's gonna be CGI Yoda. He's not gonna be
Puppet Yoda.
Puppet Yoda.
Yeah.
But if I get some Yoda action in this, I'm okay with it. Like episode 3, yes. not episode 3 like of this series, but like episode 3 of the movie.
Episode 3, yes.
But do you have anything else you want to say before we cut out of here, sir? I've kept you a little bit longer than I said.
No, that's all right. I think we're off to a start.
Yes. This is going to be a very interesting review series.
I'm holding out hope that they pull it together for the last 5 or 7 or however many episodes this series is supposed to be. But
yes,
yeah,
I'm hopeful. I'm not optimistic, but I hope so.
Right. Yeah, we know the track record.
Right. You haven't given us much hope.
We're in it for the long run, but we know what to expect.
But guys, let us know in the comments below what you think about episodes 1 and 2. Are we completely off basis? We're not, but you can pretend like we are down there. We're not.
You're allowed your opinion. It's just wrong.
Exactly. And then again, there in the description below, there's links to all of our social media accounts. We would be greatly appreciated if you like, subscribe, follow there. And we also have links to our Patreon as well, where you can support us on a monthly basis, and we greatly appreciate that as well. But until then, we'll catch y'all on the next review for episode 3.
Yep.
Later, sir.